That was absolutely delightful. I am consistently amazed and astounded by the talent of our students, and to be able to see them in this venue is wonderful. I get to witness their academic rigor, their intellect, their capacity for empathy and for caring. Sometimes, when I'm very lucky, their vulnerability, but to see them perform here and to provide tribute to our donors is something that's really quite special to me. My name is Glenn Fox, and I would like to welcome you all to the 2025 Service of Gratitude. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administration, I want to offer you all our deepest and most sincere appreciation. We gather to acknowledge the loss of those we hold dear and to hold space for grief, but as well for celebration. We gather as benefactors and beneficiaries of the gift of knowledge, united by the proposition that our deeds and actions may multiply into actions of service, that we few will build for us all. We gather to share gratitude for our donors whose legacies live through and beyond us. This evening, we share tributes to the ineffaceable influence donors have upon our lives and careers and the trajectories of our lives and careers. I am honored to be here among you all, and it is my special privilege to introduce to you all Chaplain Elizabeth Seymour, who will deliver our invocation.
I invite you to find a quiet place within yourself. Allow your eyes to lower, and if you're comfortable, to close. Let your breath slow. Notice as you breathe, breathing in and breathing out. I invite us to recognize this moment as not so much about prayer or even words, but about connection, about remembering that we are not alone. As we breathe together, allow yourself to be aware of the connection you have with the people around you, the connection to the memories of your loved one, the memories of the education process you have been a part of. Be aware of the connection you have to the energy or presence of gratitude, love, appreciation. If prayer is not a practice you participate in, then I invite you to pull your awareness to the rest within this connected moment. If it is meaningful for you to call on a specific name when you enter into prayer, I invite you to invoke that name now. We come together, connected by people who are willing to donate their physical form for science and education. Many of us come connected by a shared experience of grief, a shared experience of our loved ones' donated physical form, allowing medical students to sustain future lives. We come in gratitude for the many lives that are remembered here today. We honor these lives and celebrate the memories we have. We pull the face of our loved one into our mind and hold them in our love. We give thanks for the time we had with them, both the ups and the downs of living life. But most of all, we're grateful for love, which is stronger than death. May we open to the invitation to be brave in our remembering, honest in our sorrow, and open to love and compassion. May we seek to remember with joy the lives of those we have loved and still love. May we open to peace and hold comfort in knowing that just as our loved one blessed others in their life, so too in death, their body blessed students in education, and that knowledge will bring the ability to heal, cure, and serve future lives. We give thanks for each of our loved ones whom we remember today, for the ways in which their lives and their love continue to be with us and continue to bless others. In our sadness and with thanksgiving, we will remember them. As the students changed by these donors go forward on their paths, may they honor the depth of this gift and be able to pay forward all they have received. May the faculty and staff be blessed in their abilities to pass on knowledge and influence future generations. May the education given and received go on to benefit many other families. We hold in gratitude these donations and those willing to make the donations. We hold gratitude for the education and learning that has happened. We look forward in gratitude, knowing these donations have already made the future a better place, knowing we are connected not just with our loved ones who have passed, but with all those present here today, and even connected with those whose lives will be changed in the future. We rest in this connection, breathing gratitude, breathing it in and breathing it out. May we stay in this space of connection. If there is a word or action within your tradition or spiritual practice when closing a prayer, I invite you to say or do these now. And when you are ready, allow your eyes to lift and bring you back into this space.
That was amazing. Good job. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Nicholas,
And I am Casey Thompson.
and we were anatomy partners excited to share a small glimpse of our experience today. Prior to medical school, I was nervous. Nervous about the journey I was about to embark on, the rigorous curriculum I was expected to complete, the incredible people I would be surrounded by, and the infamous anatomy lab that I understood to be a challenging class devoted to memorizing the many muscles, bones, vessels, and nerves of the human body. Now, 10 months into my medical school journey and done with my first experience in anatomy, it is so clear how much I misunderstood the opportunity that lay ahead. In speaking with Casey and reflecting on our time in anatomy, the strongest emotion I feel is gratitude. Gratitude for all that we learned, for the bond we've built, for the incredible faculty that supported us, for the classmates in Lab 1A, and for the donor that made all of this growth possible. To become a donor is a choice to trust scared and ignorant medical students, to respect, acknowledge, and honor your lives as we study to gain the knowledge to impact future ones. In a curriculum where a first year of medical school is primarily asynchronous, spending hours on the computer with little interaction with patients, I view my experience in anatomy as my first time working with a colleague to engage with a patient. I recognize our donor for the life he lived and for the gift he has given us. The gift to learn, to acknowledge and work through emotions, to bond with my team, and to challenge myself to step outside my comfort zone in my journey to leading a life of impact. In anatomy, I was reminded of why I want to go into medicine. I was reminded of the gift of working with another human being, of being humbled by my lack of knowledge so that I could grow beyond my understood capacity, of being a lifelong learner whose work ethic is rewarded by impact on others, and of being entrusted with the lives of others who approach you in their deepest times of need and loss. And the demands we all put on ourselves, it can be hard to take the time to reflect and appreciate. In working with Casey to learn from our donor, I was reminded of the importance of reflection and gratitude as we experience the coinciding stress and overwhelm. I'm forever grateful for the bond that we've built with one another as well as with our donor, and truly will never forget the gift we were given in our introduction to medicine. I want to give my deepest condolences to the friends and the family members who are here to celebrate your loved ones, as I recognize this ceremony must evoke a lot of emotion. Thank you for your time, generosity, trust, and kindness. I feel grateful to be where I am today, and I can assure you that your loved ones have made a lasting impact on all of our lives. Their lives and the enormity of their gift will forever be remembered, and I am confident that my peers and I will be better people and better physicians because of this experience. Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. In listening to Erin's contribution to our speech and reflecting on the time that I spent with our donor, it's difficult for me to put into words the amount that this experience of learning from your family members or friends means to me, and I'm sure to everyone else in our medical school class. It is an incredible opportunity to bond with our classmates while being given the gift of education from someone that we never had the opportunity to meet. It is an amazing feat to freely give your body because you have faith that a student is going to utilize that experience to learn and provide better care in the future for someone else. I understand that this is a ceremony of closure for many of you, and I want to express my deepest gratitude for the gift of learning that I was fortunate enough to experience. And while not the easiest experience, every anatomy class was a practice in reliving and reiterating that gratitude. Being able to hold someone's whole life in your hands who trusted you to learn from that opportunity is one of the most impactful moments of my life. And without Erin by my side, being able to support each other emotionally and educationally through the experience, I don't think that I would have gotten as much out of any other anatomy course possible. There is something so kind, so trusting, and so gracious about providing your most sacred home, your body, to those who will be using that knowledge for good in the future. And I can say, with the utmost certainty, that this experience has changed my life for the better. Your family member, your friend, changed my life for the better. I was fortunate enough to have had a moment of silence with our donor on our very last anatomy, after our very last anatomy session, where I held his hand and silently thanked him for his gift. That moment is one that I will never forget, and that has changed who I am as a person. I share my deepest condolences for your losses, but I share the utmost and most sincere gratitude for all of you and for your loved one. Thank you all for everything.
My name is Rodriguez Roberts. I'm going to read a piece that I wrote after reflecting on my experience with my anatomy donor. The last time I pulled the shroud up to cover her face, I think about how people might have shouted loud at her wake. Here we drape her with her flowers, shower her with our thanks for sharing with us final times, for sharing her space. Her one life entire, this her intimate vehicle. Her final wish that she could finish this, she could see it through. To help the generations coming after her time, we venerate her gifts to us with rhythm and rhyme. It penetrates even the toughest shell or exterior, reflecting on a human soul, directing the mirror. I see parts of myself and how I'm sure she had been. Maybe tired from the tears and enlightened through the years, maybe she tried to quiet fears of finally meeting her end. Maybe she made a baby laugh itself to sleep in her hands. Maybe thought, what a perfect way of staying alive, inside the memories of those who care they wish to provide. Whatever the thought, whatever the reason, take a moment out the season to give thanks for the lives of our donors, how we need them, didn't know them, but we greet them with our gratitude eternal. What a thing to decide. Whatever the thought, whatever the reason, take a moment out the season to give thanks for the lives of our donors, how we need them, didn't know them, but we greet them with our gratitude eternal. What a thing to decide. Thank you.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air. We'll ascend until we're out of sight. Light as paper, we'll soar. Let's be wild up high above the sand. Feel the wind, the world at our command. Let's enjoy the view and never land, floating far from the shore. Some things are meant to be, the clouds moving fast and free, the sun on a silver sea, a sky that's bright and blue, and some things will never end. The thrill of our magic ride, the love that I feel some things are meant to be. The tide turning endlessly, the way it takes hold of me. No matter what I do, and some things will never die. The promise of who you are, your memories when I am far from you. All my life I've lived for loving you. Let me go now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sam.
Hi guys, I'm Veronica. It's nice to meet everyone and thank you so much for coming.
And we were lab partners this year, and for our contribution tonight, we decided to begin with a couple of readings that we spent some time looking into and reflecting on together, and wanted to share with you tonight. This first one is from a book called Life of the Beloved by Henri Nouwen. The book's a reflection on finding one's spiritual identity within a secular world. Nouwen, a Catholic priest, originally wrote the book as a message of spiritual encouragement for a friend. It reads, "Our humanity comes to its fullest bloom in giving. We become beautiful people when we give whatever we can: a smile, a handshake, a kiss, an embrace, a word of love, a present, a part of our life, all of our life. Some people give their lives in grand public gestures. Others give quietly, invisibly, completely. To give your body even in death so that others may learn, so that others may heal, is a gift beyond understanding. In such giving, we affirm life. We say to the world, even as I let go, let others rise. Even as I am silent, let others speak. Even as my heart is still, may other hands learn to care and to heal. True generosity is not measured by how much we give, but by how freely we offer what is most precious. And in this sacred giving, there is no greater gift than the human body, vulnerable, complex, and whole. To those who have made this gift, you've become our first teachers, not only of anatomy, but of reverence, of humility, of what it means to be a healer. You are not forgotten. You have joined us, not as names in a book, but as a lasting presence in the minds and hearts of those you have taught. And your final gift will echo throughout every future life we are privileged to touch.
And then the second passage is from Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. It is an exploration of a wild woman archetype, those through myths, fairy tales, and psychology, encouraging women to reconnect with their instinctual and creative nature. Estes, a Jungian analysis and storyteller, blends folklore and psychology to illuminate the depths of feminine psyche and empowerment. And to begin, the body is a multilingual being. It speaks through its color, its temperature, the flush of recognition, the glow of love, the coldness of non-conviction. It speaks through the leaping of the heart, the falling of the spirit, the rising of hope. The body remembers, the bones remember, the joints remember, and even the little fingers remember. Memory is lodged into pictures and feelings in the cells themselves. Like a sponge filled with water, anywhere the flesh is pressed, wrung, even touched lightly, a memory may flow out in a stream. The body is a sacred habitat. It's not a dumb servant. It is a radiant censor, a guide, and a repository of wisdom. To work with the body is to engage with a mystery. To tend to the body, our own and another's, is to care for the soul that lives there. And now to touch more on our meeting, Sam and I as lab partners. I recall the moment I met Sam in our anatomy class. This incredible donation enabled me not only to delve deeply into the studies, but also to grow as an individual and connect with my peers, such as Sam, on a profound level that was unimaginable for me. I might not have ever encountered or bonded so deeply with someone, especially Sam. I'm profoundly grateful for the insight this donation granted us into the donors' lives and our own life stories. This opportunity to learn about Sam's journey to medicine was truly astounding, and despite our differing backgrounds, mine being from a family that never attended college, and Sam's unique path, which he can share better with you than I, our experiences were both singular and transformative. It was humbling to explore, along with our life stories, the donor's life. I remember being curious about the small details, like why the donor's nails were painted purple, and how these details spoke to their identity. I am deeply grateful to have a part in their life journey and honoring their legacy by meticulously caring for them as I would for my own family. This remarkable experience also allowed me to form an extraordinary bond with my lab partner, Sam, a connection I never could have imagined, and will forever cherish the memories that we formed in this class together. I'm enriched by discovering more about both the donor and Sam, and I would like to thank you all so much.
And to wrap up, as Veronica shared, our time in the anatomy lab was far more than academic. It was deeply personal. It was deeply human. It was deeply transformative. Our donor gave us more than an education in anatomy. They offered us a rare and humbling insight into the life of someone who gave of themselves beyond what someone could give in conscious existence. I remember how deeply moved I was by Veronica's observation of her donor's painted nails. It was a small, quiet detail that spoke volumes. In those moments, we were reminded again and again that we weren't learning from a textbook. We were learning from a person with a story, with a presence, and with loved ones who will always carry their memory. Veronica and I came from different backgrounds, and yet this experience brought us together in a way we never anticipated. The connection we formed both with one another and with our donor will stay with us for the rest of our lives. It has shaped how we see our future patients, our responsibilities, and the human side of medicine. We are profoundly grateful to have been part of your loved one's legacy. Please know that their impact has extended far beyond our medical school education. It has helped shape the kind of doctors and the kind of people we hope to become. Thank you.
the families and friends of our donors, and to all who join us in spirit, thank you. We are here to honor your generosity, to celebrate those you love, and to thank you for the gift that has helped us to understand, treat, and care for the patients we will begin to see in just a few months. Medicine is full of fascination and wonder. Human beings begin in a storm of calcium sparks as we are knit together in our mother's wombs, and throughout the course of human life, there is a universe of intrigue in every cell the body contains. In our course of study, we've learned with amazement the physiology of the heart, with admiration the branching complexity of the lungs, and perplexity the mysteries of the brain. It's scarcely possible to explore the human body without feeling the thrill of discovery and the joy of learning. But what does it mean? A neuron releases a vesicle and other fires, and it is beautiful. But if the body were nothing more than just another complicated machine, then treating it would not be any more satisfying than building a fighter jet, than experimenting in a particle accelerator, than advancing the frontiers of extreme ultraviolet lithography. The unique significance of medicine calls for something more, something meaningful. And for those of us searching for this purpose, our donors supplied the answer. Humanity gives meaning to medicine, and our donors reminded us of that. They showed us the profundity and sacrality of the human body, a force so meaningful and so significant that it retains its power even after life has left it. They illustrated the substance that gives meaning to medicine, that justifies our curiosity, that gives all our ambitions a purpose. To be sure, our donors have taught us abundant technical knowledge, but it is the manner in which they taught it, reminding us of the inescapable truth that each muscle, each nerve, each tendon we will ever examine belongs to a person, that makes their lesson indelible. Anatomical facts may be interesting, the human body fascinatingly complex, but it is the light of life that laser etches these lessons into our minds. This light illuminates certain moral truths about our donors as well. Human beings throughout space and time have extolled the virtue of corporeal sacrifice. The Aztecs maintained that the fifth sun in the sky was the gift of Nanahuatzin, the only soul brave enough to give his own body to preserve the warmth, light, and life that the sun brings the world. Likewise, in the Greek city-state of Sparta, a woman who created a new life at the expense of her own was interred as a civic hero with full military honors. And my own tradition holds that there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. In every culture, whatever its origin or creed, we have understood self-sacrifice and physical courage as the ultimate expression of love for one's fellow man. Some celebrate this gift in the belief that to save one life is to save the world entire. Others because our donors loved for their brothers what they loved for themselves. Still others call our donors blessed because they have been a blessing to all of our patients to come. Yet all of us can agree that the gift of our donors reflects a universal virtue that each of us recognizes in our own way, and onto which we project the deepest understanding of love in our understanding. These virtues of generosity, humility, selflessness, and charity deserve our profoundest thanks. Each of our donors surely had their own reasons for making their gift. Perhaps they sought to further scientific and medical progress. Perhaps they wanted to repay their own gratitude to another, or to leave a legacy of altruism and healing that grows with every patient we go on to treat. Or they may have just found the human body as fascinating as we do and wanted to share that sense of wonder. Whatever the case, they certainly have given us a priceless opportunity to learn. But I suspect that underlying all these reasons, our donors' core motive was love. Love for their families, for their friends, love for such a little species of primate in such a vast galaxy. Love inspires the courage it takes to make this truly selfless gift, to make one's last deed an act of charity and compassion. And so, whether our donors have soared up to the eternal light of the world, or ascended to the stars, or shone on this earth with the brief incandescence of a candle in the wind, we give thanks for the love they have shared, and for the gift, precious beyond value, which they gave to illuminate our education.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faisal. I want to thank you for being here and for allowing me to share some reflections. You'll actually hear a lot of the things I want to say have already been said. You'll hear of mirrors, like Rodriguez talked about, and light, that Matthew just talked about as well. And I think that points, this wasn't coordinated, just points to the fact that we've all been similarly impacted by the generosity of the donors. We don't know much about our donors. We don't know their names. We don't know where they come from, what they did for work, or how big of a family they grew from the roots they planted not so long ago. We do know their age, what medical conditions they died with or died from. We don't know the kinds of lives they led, but we have a pretty good idea. If their final act in this life was to continue being of service, to use the body their soul resided in for decades, the body they have been so used to, so familiar with, the body that is all that they knew and experienced with, to teach fellow humans, to teach us, we knew that they must have been a special kind of person, an altruist who's invested in the future of other humans, even as they depart us, the kind of person loved by many, as evident here today. Anatomy is incredibly difficult. There are 600 muscles, 200 bones, 41 labeled major arteries, even more veins, and even more nerves. The systems of the GI tract, the heart, and the lungs, and all the little things that needed for life are impossible to understand from pictures alone. I know that many of us would not have been able to truly understand the foundations of medicine without the altruism of your loved ones. But I want to speak on what the donors provided us beyond our education. A chance to ask ourselves, what is it we're doing here? Their death gave us a chance to reflect on our own mortality and our spirituality. Once you see a dead body, it's hard to unsee that there was once a vibrant soul that occupied it and is no longer with us. I can imagine that their decision to dedicate their bodies to our learning was a heavy discussion, one that many of you probably participated in. Maybe you couldn't understand it. Maybe you didn't support it. Maybe you just didn't want to imagine what it was like after they died. However it may have been, you honored their decision, and you continue to honor them with your presence today and with your love every day hereafter. During sessions, we would frequently ask each other whether we would donate our own bodies when the time came. It is an act of service so selfless and so profound that many of us are unsure if we can answer. Not only was their body used for our understanding, but their sheer presence in the room reminded us that life is sacred and fragile and happening only in this present moment. As young folks, and yes, that includes our classmates in their 30s, Rodriguez, we are just now materializing the start of our medical careers. In this crucial moment, your loved ones have grounded us, reminding us that our impermanence is as factual as the bodily systems that give rise to it. Your loved ones served as our teachers, not of anatomy, but for what we're doing here and what this all means. Like good teachers do, they taught not with answers, but rather they held up mirrors. And they said, "You will be like me one day," or rather, the bodily you that moves you through your day and allows you to take all this in. They asked us, what will you do with this bodily you? Will you keep in mind, student, that the real you is the one that exists in the pieces held in all those around you, in the love of your family members, in the memories of your friends, in the tears and laughters of your sons and daughters, in the ways you shape your communities? The teachers continue, the real you is light. The light that shines in the day, and when dusk breaks and the sun sets, the light that continues to warm all the cement and all the mountains of the world. Looking around the room today, I see their warmth in you all. I see that my donor, my teacher, was right. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Kelly Sullivan, and I'm part of the anatomy faculty. This never gets old. I've been teaching this course since 2006, and I never get used to how amazing our students are. Never. At the beginning of each new class in the fall, an anatomy faculty have the honor and the responsibility of introducing our M1s, our first-year medical students, to their anatomical donors. And in the spring, the most important day of the year happens, and that's when we have the privilege and are so proud to introduce our M1s to the families and friends of our anatomical donors. You've heard how much gratitude fills their hearts and how the gift of a donor has changed their lives and will change the lives of their patients in the future. I would like to take just a minute to really spend a minute acknowledging you, the friends and families, because if not for you, our donors wouldn't be here. You are the people who facilitated that gift. You are the people who honored our donors' wishes. And I just want you to know that you're in our hearts every day, and we are mindful of our responsibility to our students and to our donors and to you, their family, and their friends. I can't thank you enough for sharing this time with us, for giving us the opportunity to say thank you. And this concludes our service. Again, our sincere thanks for your presence here with us today. And we invite you all to share your thoughts and your stories with our students as you exit the hall and in the lobby outside. Thank you.